Something that I don't think a lot of people get in the current generation that we're in is pretty much the only thing I do and have been doing for a while, and that's front loading the work. And the most common thing to be heard is, oh, work life balance. You need balance. And, debatable. You look at anyone that's achieved anything worth mentioning, anything noteworthy, and it hasn't been about balance. It's been about focus. It's been about dedication, determination, discipline. And a lot of them weren't even rested. Really, what it's about is proper rest. You can do a lot as long as if you can work hard if you rest hard, basically. And I just want to talk about this because it's become more relevant to me in the last few years. And I've started to realize that all I do is work. And then I'll fall off because I get tired or burnt out. Or the opportunity I'm working, like door-to-door sales, that's only in the summers, really. That'll end. And people will be like, well, all you do is work. They'll either have something good to say about it, like I respect the grind, or you need to do more fun things. I don't know really who to listen to because what I want in the future doesn't really come about through this balanced mindset. So the way I'm looking at it and the way I'm proposing that you look at it is you front load it. And so you're basically doing all the work now so that your future self can enjoy life more, which is the truest form of self-love. It's self-sacrifice in the moment for building yourself up in the future, which is why that's the main thing I learned from 75 Hard. One of the main things is every day it sucked, but at the end of the challenge, I had achieved a lot of mental strength and physical fitness, good self-esteem. And it was from sacrificing myself every day to the better or more ideal version of myself in the future. So the example I've come up with to illustrate this idea is based on a 40-hour work week, which is not that much. It's not that many hours. Full-time schedule. You've got those 40 hours in the week. You can work 7 days for 6 hours. You can work every day. You can be bothered by work every day, or by this work. Sorry, life is work. You're going to work every day, no matter what, pretty much, in some capacity. But anyways, every day for 6 hours. Or some professions like firefighting, you can work 40 hours in 2 days. And then you have 5 days left in the week. And you front loaded all of your work. And realistically, firefighters' schedules are a little different than that, based on a couple firefighters I've talked to. It's longer. It's like 2 to 4 days on, and then 4 to 8 days or 10 days off, something like that. But for that 2-week period, they're front loading. And I'm proposing the same thing for life. Something I've known because I've been involved in the self-improvement, what can I do to get success space for years now. And maybe I should make a video on why I'm not where I want to be, but that's not what this video is about, because there's a couple reasons, and I have been knocking those out one by one so I can get to where I want to be. But the main thing I'm getting at is, when you're young, in your teens or your 20s, there might be things that you think are important. And there are things that society definitely wants you to think are important. And I've come to realize that almost nothing is important. Almost nothing matters. Now, people want to say money doesn't matter, but I'd like them to show me the world where that's the case. I haven't seen it, personally. Money matters very much to me. Money only stops mattering when the things that truly matter are suffering, like family. That's one thing that truly matters. Like your health, something that truly matters. Money doesn't matter in those instances, only as a contrast to how much the other thing matters. It's like you get stung by a wasp, but then someone cuts off whatever body part the wasp got stung by. By contrast, the wasp sting doesn't hurt. But if you got stung by the wasp and your body part didn't get cut off, then the wasp sting hurts because that's what's hurting. So if your life is, pretty good, I mean, honestly, money matters a lot up until a certain point. If your key important things, which they differ from person to person, but generally it's family and health and fulfillment, purpose, if those things are at least being worked on, then money matters. Or if those things are struggling, money matters. Or if you don't have money, money matters. Because this world, money matters. It is what this world runs on. And unfortunately, for anyone that wants that to not be the case, the people that are in power, that is their tool to stay in power. And they're not just going to give that up because of how you feel. They don't care. Now, I'm going to tie back in because I started rambling. You front load it. Nothing matters. Work. I'm working every day now. There is no weekend. I'm probably doing 10 to 12. Today I only did 6.5 hours, but that's because now it's a third job, or fourth if you count the DoorDash I've also been doing. I've had a training that I didn't know the exact time on. I blocked out the whole day. But tomorrow I'll be up at 4:30. I won't be done with work until probably 6 at least. And who cares? The only things that matter really outside of money, and I guess this is me, and the long view and long term long view way I'm looking at things, that's all that matters. Because in the future, I would like to not have to worry about money, because I don't think that money matters that much. And unfortunately, in this world, it does. And so to mitigate my involvement in that messy, everyone's grabbing, groping, hoping for a little chunk of money so that they can survive, I want to get out of that little wrestle and just have peace and work on the things that truly matter, like health, family, purpose, fulfillment, etc. Probably eventually get some hobbies. I had something really valuable to share. I haven't been editing these. I just want them to be pretty raw, casual, or natural. I guess to tie it back, you have so much work you have to do no matter what in life, and the way you can look at it is, I can just, let's say I have 20 years truly working. I haven't done the math. I should have probably done the math, but I didn't think about this perspective before this video. I just barely read it as I was reading some of my notes. 20 years. However many years 40 hours a week is for 40 years. I don't know. You do the math. Maybe it's 10 years working. You could do 10 years working in your 20s, and honestly, if you do it smart and you self-educate and you work really hard, you could probably shorten that. You don't need that much really to truly escape. You plug it into the worst savings account at the stupidest financial institution. You plug in $1 million after an exit or saving like a freaking mega frugal person, and you're making $30K, probably $50K a year. You put it into a better account, you're making $100K a year for nothing. I've got a friend, he became a millionaire when he was 24, 25 now. I actually want to talk about him in this video, but I forgot about that. His goal is 10 mil by 32. He's definitely going to get that. Because 10 mil plugged into just the average return on like some kind of retirement account is $1 million a year. Not for nothing. $100K a month. He doesn't do anything. Just parks his money. And it keeps growing. I mean, in 5 years, it'd be worth 15 mil after getting that exit. He's basically only been working. Actually, that's why I want to bring him into this video, because the whole time I've known him, we've been pretty close friends for, it's been 4 years now. Yeah, just about 4 years, a little over 4 years. He's dialed. And life has ups and downs for everyone, including people who are dialed. He's been more dialed than me. It's it's not crazy that he's more successful than me. And I'm glad I have him as an example and as a close friend who I can talk to. But he's front-loading the work. Personally, I don't give a shit about going to my 40 hours a week job for the next 40 years. You're locked down. You're spreading out the workload that you have to have no matter what to survive on this planet, because money does rule this planet. And it's limiting all of your options. If you front load the work, now I remembered what I forgot a second ago. If you front load the work, it feels like you're giving things up, but actually you're giving things too. You are giving things up in the present, and you're giving things to the future. And he's given up a lot, I'd say. But, in a few years, he'll never have to do a thing again. Now, typically for the people that finally turn on their hyper-productive version of themselves, they don't turn it off because it's just better. You become someone that makes a difference and an impact, and you create things for the planet instead of just consume things that the planet has created for you. And usually I wouldn't trust most of the things that this planet creates for you to consume, especially if you're in the West, US, UK, Canada. Anyways, he's front loading, and it seems like he's giving up things now, and he is, but it's for a bigger payoff. It's like, do you want $10 now or $100,000 in a year? And the ratios aren't that crazy, but I mean, well, maybe they are for him. Depends how big your goals are. I just personally, I hope that maybe this has helped shift your perspective. But I've gotten to a point, I'm almost 23. I'm nowhere near where I wanted to be when I was 23. He'd already made, when he was 23 that year, he made $500K between two ventures. I'm behind as far as that's concerned. I mean, a lot of my friends are very successful, and I'm honored that they choose me as their friend, and obviously they encourage me and they think highly of me, otherwise they wouldn't be friends with me. But it does feel bad when I compare myself to them, and that's a good and a bad thing, because everyone's got a different timeline, and I'll get there. It's good to have them as a reminder of what's possible, and it's also good to accept that I was not dealt their hand. He's completely self-made, though. Both of his parents are immigrants. They had nothing when they came here. I lost my train of thought. It happens. When you work so much, you eventually space out a little bit sometimes. But I hope you got value from this video. I hope if you made it this far, it changed your perspective. And I want you to think about it for yourself. This is just what I think. Take what I think, see if you agree with some of it, disagree with some of it. Put your own life through the frames of thought that I am proposing, and see what you want to apply. You don't have to agree with the entire video to get something out of it, but I strongly suggest, what's more important to you, really, at the end of your life. The things that would have been most important to you are your health, so that you can enjoy your life properly, so that you can live longer. And if you don't want to live longer, fix that issue. Like, I get it, I've been there in the past, but fix it. So your health, your family, and feeling fulfilled and having a purpose, you don't need much else, which means most of these things that most people do, you go out and drink, or you watch a ton of TV, you swipe on your phone, you eat crap food, you lay in bed, outside of designated sleeping hours that are supposed to be for true and deep rest. Something else I'll point out. I don't know where most of my viewers are. Most of them are Westerners, I believe. So if you're a Westerner and you've never been to a country where people are truly poor, you haven't seen a country where people are also truly happy. Because it's a choice. But the reason I point that out is because in those countries, the options are limited for money, which means they get to focus on what's most important. They grow their own food, and they have their families. They work really hard, which is purpose. Family is also purpose, and they're fulfilled, and they're happy. Now, personally, maybe I'm just greedy and I want money. But I really don't want anything that nice outside of maybe the ability to get a nice car and see a couple different beautiful places in the world. I mostly just want to check it out. I've got money in this real estate. I've got money in this account. I've got money in XYZ asset. I've got this business and this business that are cash flowing X amounts, and these employees who I'm helping them feed their families, whatever. I can feed my kids. I don't care that much about money. It's mostly the freedom and the peace of mind that I want to buy, because I don't want to be a slave, a modern day slave. So I'm letting this video get kind of long. It's going to be the longest one I've posted in a long time. If you made it this far, I appreciate you. Please tell me what you liked. You might as well. If you're not subscribed and you made it this far, you also might as well, because I'm just kind of rambling and you liked it. So as I continue to make more quality content, I assume you'd like to tune into that. And also, I'd appreciate your feedback, so give me some. And with that, I will see you guys in the next one.